Hi everyone, this is Joy, and today I've made a card featuring Distress Oxide inked backgrounds and a die cut background. I've also am featuring a stamp set from Mama Elephant called Cool Penguins. It's a super cute stamp set. These little penguins are darling. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the Fawn Snowfall Backdrop Landscape die, and I am cutting that out of Bristol Smooth Cardstock because I'm going to be using the Distress Oxide inks on the background. They tend to blend really smoothly, especially on this watercolor paper, but also the Oxide inks do work well on other cardstocks. So here I am just lining up my backdrop with the grids on my mat, and I want to mark off where the ice is going to be, so I don't want to ink that up with the Oxide inks. So I'm going to be using Salty Ocean, which is that darker color, and Tumbled Glass, and I'm just going to blend these together to make a really beautiful icy wintry blue sky. Just keep blending and blending. I use both of the Distress inks, the Oxide and the regular, but I do really tend to like the Oxides because they just go on smooth and it's really no work at all. So I'm done with that. I'm going to peel that back and you see you have a nice straight edge. Now here I have some fun foam with It Adhesive that I stuck to both sides of this little piece of fun foam. Peeled off one side of It, and now I am sticking my white glitter paper to it, and I'm going to trim that up because I want to use the Simon Says stamp Big Joy die word. So you can see you just pop that out. It still has the release tape on the back, so that way you don't have to stick it down right away. So I just kind of want to line up, see how I want to lay. I mentally had a thought of how I wanted to do it with the penguins kind of in and around the word joy, but just laying everything out to make sure that that's actually going to work right. So now I'm using Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110 pound cardstock, stamping my stamps with Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink because it's good for coloring with alcohol markers. And so here's all the colors that I'm going to be using to color all these images. I don't have a ton of Copic markers yet. I am working on that collection, but I also have Spectrum Noir, I think that's how you say it, alcohol markers, and so I just kind of use a mixture of those. So right now for the penguins, I'm using the Spectrum Noir CG 3 and 5 for the dark part of the penguins, and then I will be using IG2 for the lighter penguins. I'm laying down the light color, adding in a little bit of dark, and then blending it out with the lighter color again because you know, just a little bit of shading gives them a little more life, a little more character. Now this stamp set from Mama Elephant, Cool Penguins, is so super cute. There is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5 penguins in this stamp set. There's also wrapping paper, scissors, a tag, 2 sentiments, one of them saying it's penguining to look a lot like Christmas, and I hope you like the gift you told me to buy for you, which absolutely cracked me up. It's such a cute stamp set. So I could not wait to use it. These little penguins are darling. They're kind of chubby, which I like. They're just super cute. So I'm just adding more shading. You know, when you blend out with your lighter color, if it lightens it up too much, just go back and add a little more of your dark. Just keep working that in there. These little penguins are so darling. I could not wait to use this stamp set. Now this is IG2, very light, just around the edges because I still want him to look white. And weirdly enough, when you add a little bit of gray, it makes it look more white. That is my blender pen, just kind of blending out that light gray. I mean, it's just going to be a very small hint. I'm using orange for their nose. That is OR2. And I'm going to color his scarf green, LG3 and 5. Again, just adding more shadowing, more shading. Doing the same green for the ribbon on this box. I love this little penguin popping out of the box. It is so super cute. And then just blending that out with the lighter color again. It really does give nice dimension. It really does make each image come to life. Okay, now I'm using some Copics here. 24, 39, and 46 are 24, 39, and 46 for the reds. His little cute little antlers, E55 and 57. And some of these, you know, little images are so small, it doesn't take much to add shading to it. R20 for the cheeks. And then I just kind of blended them out. I wanted them a little bit softer, so I took my little blender pen and blended that out. I'm really into pinks this year for Christmas, and so I just can't get enough of it. So this is BP1, CR4, and CR6. The darker color is the CR6 there. The lighter color was the BP1, and then I'll blend it out with CR4. Oh, I just love that pink and green. It is so cute to me. Add a little more shading, get a little more depth. Looks like you've got great little shadows. These guys were super fun to color. And plus it's Christmas, so that just makes it fun too. So more of the reds. And of course the green, classic Christmas. Here we go. I'm just trying to plan out, you know, I don't want certain colors next to other colors. You don't want, you know, too much red next to each other. You want to spread it out evenly. This is the GT1, 2, and 3 for that turquoise. The little turquoise box. I just love this LG3 and LG5. This green is just super pretty to me. It has a little bit of the lime and then a little bit of the darker green, so I think you kind of get the best of both worlds. Coloring that ribbon red. Then I'm going to be coloring his envelope green because he's going to be, I kind of am trying to picture these guys being on my card and trying to balance out where the color is because I'm kind of funny that way. Visually, I need it to kind of make sense. So if he's going to be on one side, I need a little bit of, you know, green or turquoise over there. So now I've got the matching dies and I am just going to run those through my die cut machine and get those cut out. And of course, if you don't have the dies, you can just hand cut them, which is perfectly fine. I just use painter's tape. When I take it off the roll, I kind of stick it to my pants a couple times to get a little bit of that sticky off of there. So now on this background, I am using my the powder tool, the anti-static powder tool, before I'm going to be using the embossing powder. And I am using the snowflakes from the Lawn Fawn stamp set Critters in the Arctic, because I also wanted to have, besides the snowfall from this background, I wanted to have snowflakes. So just stamping those, putting on the embossing powder just so I could see where I stamped previously. By the way, I'm a fanatic about snowflakes. I love, love, love them. So after I get all the embossing powder on, I'm going to heat it up with my heat tool. Remember just to have your heat tool on, maybe 30 seconds or so, 20, 30 seconds before you bring it to your paper, and you do get less warping. Sometimes I forget that and take it right to, and then I'm like, yep, bad idea. So heat those up till they are all melted, and I just love that effect. Watching it makes my day. So on the part that I had taped off and did not do any distress ink to, I wanted to use another marker, IB1, and add just a little bit near the edges to kind of give it the feel of ice that these guys were standing on. And then I took my blender pen and just kind of went over it to soften it up a little bit. Cute, cute. So now remember this die cut word joy is on fun foam, so it has dimension, which I wanted. And I just removed the release paper, you know, getting that lined up in the center and making sure my O is not crooked. I tend to glue things on crooked. Drives me insane. So peel all that off, get those stuck on there. So this is another way to do dimension without using foam tape. But if you don't have fun foam, you can cut these words out of cardstock and just stick your foam tape on the back, and you get the same effect. So now I'm just attaching all my cute little penguins. And so the ones on the bottom will need some foam tape because they're on top of the dimensional letters. So I'm doing foam tape, and then I'm also doing liquid adhesive so it will stick good to the glitter paper, the part that's going to be touching the glitter paper. So same with this little penguin in the box. I'm just putting foam tape on the bottom and putting my liquid adhesive on the top. Putting some on those little things, you know, the little ribbon hanging off the sides, because I don't want them to get bent up or anything. And so as I'm sticking this on here, I'm feeling like my card is too empty. I need some more things. So I stamped some more images from the stamp set. The spool of ribbon, which I am coloring in the E50, 55 and 57, which are the browns. And then I'm using the same greens and reds prior. Just doing the same thing of shading that, getting it nice and getting a nice shadow on it, nice texture. I just love these images. They are just so darn cute. I cannot wait to make another card with this stamp set. Coloring that ribbon red. Because on the design, even though I've got the penguin on the top, when we're looking at it, on the top left, I still feel like the bottom left feels a little empty. So, you know, just if you've got a design and it seems good in your head, sometimes you have to change it up a little bit. Either taking away images because you have too many, or adding some because you don't have enough. I love this turquoise. Again, this is what is it? I'm so sorry. I'm looking at my paper here. GT 1, 2, and 3. Those are my absolute favorite colors in the whole wide world. And I don't really love red, but I love that teal and red together. My house is covered in soft blues and teals and makes me want to throw a pop of red in there. Anyways, this is not a house design show. This is a card making video. So I cut those out again with the die cuts, gluing them back on, the same thing, putting on a little bit of foam tape on the bottom of that and a little bit of liquid glue, sticking that on there. The liquid glue that I am using is the multi-matte medium, and I really, really do like it. I'm also going to put some on the back of this in between all the little holes, because if you did a tape runner, you would see the sticky through there. Now, that would work if you were going to maybe sprinkle some glitter that would stick to those inside those holes, then by all means, that would be a great idea. But that is not what I am doing today. Now I am taking that same IB1 marker and adding a little bit of that blue color, ice blue color, underneath the penguins and the packages to make it look like ice is around that, and they've got a nice little shadow. It brings that to life. It doesn't make it look like it's just sitting on a flat surface. There's some detail there and some dimension there. And then I just took my blender pen and blended that out. Now I'm taking my black glaze pen and adding some detail, darkening up their eyes, adding glossy accents to their cute little beaks. Make those cute and shiny. I also did it to the cute little envelope he was holding. And then I'm going to take this white gel pen and I'm adding cute little polka dots to his scarf and to that green present on the top. And also that turquoise present is going to have polka dots. This just changes it up a little, adds cute little details. All the little tiny details matter so much. Now I am using the Marvy Snow marker, and you put it on and you heat it with the heat tool and it puffs up. Now on this card I did make a mistake and I put the glossy accents on first, not thinking, because I forgot I was going to use this Marvy pen. I should have done that first and then done the glossy accents, because I had to kind of pull off his little beak and add more glossy accents after this was all dry. So you can see it puffed up there, and I just kind of had to move it over and get it back on his brim. But I love that pen. It is wonderful. It makes great snow top mountains. The little, puff on the Santa hat. It's just way a lot of fun. You do have to be careful because sometimes that stuff likes to come out really fast out of the marker. So I'm just adjusting it, moving it around, getting it, back on the little brim of his hat. So there I'm adding a little bit more to his nose. And then I am using Nuvo glitter drops in White Blizzard. And I'm adding that to the spools of ribbon. And then also onto that green ribbon on the box. And it dries clear. It just has really wonderful sparkle in it. I love that stuff. And also on that red ribbon. And then I wanted a little bit more glitter up top, so I put it in some of those, the centers of those snowflakes. And just let it dry overnight. Don't be trying to go plop it in an envelope right now because it will not work. So now I needed to stamp the sentiment. And I took the sentiment from Lawn Fawn's Reveal Wheel Holiday Sentiments, and I did the Merry Christmas, and I stamped that in Lawn Fawn Lobster dye ink. It's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this card. I hope it inspires you to create. Please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will be seeing you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.